if you had a job where you come to work and people clap for you, it would change your entire mood.
We don't have any plans at the moment to do PC.
Or you can grow a conscience in the next 5 minutes and see where that takes you.
Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop? Don't this hit make my people wanna stop?
Watch the series finale of X-Men next Saturday morning. Check your local listing.
What the hell going on?
Oh, we heard tale of a party. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style.
There can be only one magical Negro.
Come les dije que llama que buena baila usted a la vuelta papi otra vez llegó los negros de.
It won't take long when there's a song to help you set the pace.
Howling hard from the heart.
This is pathetic.
Where we used to live.
Life could be worse.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal.
Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Ai, menina, mina, chega aí. Vai, quebra, tem mais, vai. Menina, chega aí. Vai, olha, danado. Eita!
And the Disney stock just keeps going down and down and down.
I'm bag of pixie dust. Contraband.
They're going to do the Mary Poppins thing. They're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Magic mirror on the wall. The fairest one of all.
Oh, bitch, you killed Kenny.
Kenny.
You fat hoe.
I get it. I'm not persecuted. I'm just an ass.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I am your girl, the Reina Creole, and I know it's a different night. The Spice Lounge is now on a new night because in about a week or so, your girl will be back in the land of the employed, and Friday Junior, I call Thursday, is going to work much better. So just to give you a heads up, this is our new time slot. We of course have spicy conversation, hot takes going on about what's happening in pop culture, the insanity that's just going on, and questions about, you got to speak English if you're American. Well, I have an issue about that. We are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about, of course, Elon telling everybody to go and cancel Netflix. And then the words of my late mother, if everybody else jumped off a bridge, would you do it? I'll talk about that too. And of course, I love J.K. Rowling. But let me tell you, this lady let loose a verbal ass whipping of epic proportions. She's awesome. She did. So we're going to talk about that. But before we get started, let's see. We have got 29 of you in the chat so far. Please do like this. Oh, you can do that. Need to like this stream. Of course, here on X, please do thumbs up. Over on YouTube, be sure to appreciate that. Hi to Tom's channel watchers out there on YouTube, along with my channel. And we will go ahead and get started. Thank you, Soul Assassin. Congrats on the job. Yes, thank you. I've pretty much been told I have a lot of work to do. I may be working on Christmas. Just saying. Not that I mind, really. So, folks, we have got with us, we have got Erica from Hanging with Erica and Roth, and we have Tom F. How you guys doing?
Doing okay.
Very good.
Glad to hear it. Very good. Erica looks so comfy. She looks so comfy, like I used to look during this time in October, way when I was still living in suburban Philly, and I was doing my stream, and I would like always be covered up. I had an electric blanket, on my legs, and I had like a fireplace in the background.
Yeah, I've been busy with this.
Oh, with what? Oh, that looks
if you can see that.
That looks nuts.
Oh yeah.
See, I just look and see what Erica does, because I'm
so
not
this
that cool.
year I got these panels new, and they're plastic. So we're painting them to look weathered, and that on top of the yard to get the yard ready for all the outdoor decorations. So my body is like going through hell.
I'm not even going to bother to try to compete.
No, I just wait for her to put it up on her channel, and I just get popcorn and watch. And look at it.
I'll just buy more skulls.
Awesome. And they're doing a contest. They're doing a contest this year for the first time in our village, and I want that trophy.
Girl.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm like,
get that trophy, girl. Get that trophy. Hey, Izzo has been a member for 19 months. Says, working and lurking. Have a great stream. Well, thank you so much, my dear. Thank you for being a channel member for 19 months. I sincerely appreciate it. Tell you what, I hit you up.
I know you want the goodies. Welcome to the goodie room.
There you go.
He just reminded me.
What?
I never use these. I forget.
You what?
And of course, Tom has hit the like, people, and share this out.
I forget about them.
Oh, the member chats. Yeah. YouTube will say, "Oh, you have a member chat. You should go use it." Here you go.
Oh, this computer better not update in the middle of the stream. I would be mad.
Well, let's see who else we got. We got Snortapoopus, another one of my wrenches as well. We have got the Major. Hello. It says, "Hail chat, but I'm stepping away to make dinner." You know what I made for dinner that I have not had a chance to eat yet?
Italian sausage again?
Oh no. No. I made rice with stewed chicken, aka arroz con pollo.
Arroz con pollo. I almost made that tonight. I was so close.
Did I tell you that story? Like when I went to this Cuban restaurant and they had like arroz con pollo, I'm like, oh, this is going to be so cool and exotic looking. And they brought it out. And I'm like, my mom used to make us all the time. Whatever. So
nothing special.
Now it's just like, That's like when I had polenta, and basically that was Italian grits. I'm just like, I'm so freaking disappointed. So disappointed. But I made that, and I made Cuban black beans in the crock pot. Those suckers been simmering for 8 hours.
We had chicken and cheese.
In
We
the
had chicken and
crock
cheese sandwiches.
pot.
In the crock pot.
We had yellow rice and veggies. It's a poor man's dinner.
Sometimes that
with smoked
works.
sausages.
What did you say you had, Tom?
Linda made chicken patties with cheese on it, and that's good.
Yes. You can't go wrong with chicken patties, man.
No.
Especially with
But
some-
I can't use the crock pot for food because I melt wax in it to put pickups in it from the guitars.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
I use my I use the
I feel
pressure
sorry for
cooker
somebody using
to
that
do my
pot.
beans.
Hey, Sonia, how you doing? Good to see you. We have Dylan Soup in the chat who says, hey, Lorena, sup, chat and panel. We have got Linda in the chat as well, saying hi to the major Izzo, Sonia, and Dylan Soup. And yes, Batmite got moves. That clip, what sells it is that short dude in the Batman. Love it. He is getting down. I absolutely love it. Let's see who else we got in the chat. We got Dan's Life at the Kingdom. It says, good evening, panel. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. We have got Chef Nation in the chat as well. It says, good afternoon, beautiful people. Good to see ya. Good to see ya. We got Keely Chow in the chat. Says, hey, everybody. Good seeing you. And we've got Dadman Walking as well. Says, hi and have a good stream. Reina Creole, hey, Tom and Erica. Let's see. Who is Bad Bunny? Am I that old that I don't know who that is? I will say yes and no. I have a story about that. So I'm gonna talk about that because it's wild that I know who he is. And when I tell you, it will make complete and perfect sense. So don't worry. If you don't know who Bad Bunny is, guess what? I'm going to catch you up. So you seem cool when people ask you about it.
I don't care. People think I'm cool.
I don't care. Dance Life at the Kingdom, Spaceship Earth coming back October 25th. Yeah, I heard it's under dated refurb with it. So maybe they'll make the tracks kind of smoother because they've been rough as I don't know what for like the longest time. So we shall see what they do. Hey, Thanatos Felicitas, good to see you. Good to see you. Well, we have got 74 of you folks here in the chat. So good to see you. Let's start with our first hot topic. Trekkies. We got to talk about this. So coming from trekmovie.com, we wish a very happy birthday to Avery Brooks, who played Commander / Captain / Emissary Benjamin Sisko for all 7 seasons of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, and is the only actor to appear in every single episode of the series. He also directed 9 episodes. So a very happy birthday to Mr. Avery Brooks. I actually met him on several occasions and even ran his fan club when Deep Space Nine was on. And
Oh, you were that much of a geek.
I was that much of a geek. And you know what? To punch it up even higher, when I moved to LA, I had drive-on privileges to Paramount.
Oh, wow.
I take the tour because I knew some people. I could just go up to the front gate and they just told me like where to park. So for like quite a while, it was really cool. So yeah, I was there when they were filming Deep Space Nine, Voyager, and Star Trek Insurrection. So it's kind of weird walking around and seeing a dude who plays Morn on a smoke break. It was nuts, but yes, the Sisko lives, and amazing actor. I've met him at a few conventions. He's a really nice guy. Yes, he is. Yeah, he's very learned. Folks talk about diversity. Go back and see some of the clips of Avery Brooks when the first question that people would ask is, so, what's it like being the first Black starship captain on Star Trek? And then the people who thought that he should do an episode on racism every other freaking week. He's like, I'm a Black man in America. What makes you think I want to go to work and go through that? Yeah. So he's cool. Very, very, very cool. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is such a great watch. I mean, you go back and watch it, and it's just like, dang, I can't believe we used to get television like that. I liked him as Hawk. Yes, and Spencer Pryor, the man called Hawk. Yeah, he was really, really good in that.
Oh, we got DL.
Happy birthday, Avery Brooks. Really humble too. Yes, he is. He very much is. I'll never forget, I got to walk around the Deep Space Nine space station. He's walking me around. I'm just like, I'm completely geeking out. A buddy of mine, mom did the makeup and prosthetics for Deep Space Nine and TNG. Wow. Because some of those prosthetics were like amazing, especially the Kardashians. Not the Kardashians, the plastic from, LA. Kardashians. They had like this like skin and it so
yeah. They were different, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Really, really neat. Let's see. Oh, DL Fendel is here. Hello. Yes, as Hawk. Yes. Absolutely. He was awesome as a man called Hawk, man. Just rewatched the episode where they went back to 2024. I think they knew what was coming back then. Yeah, that was the one with the Bell riots. That was the episode that finally made me sit down and watch Deep Space Nine every week. So cool. They had a very good replica of it at the Vegas Hilton, the whole promenade. Yes, I went there and over tipped my waitress so I could take the drink menu from Quark's Bar home with me. Yes, I have the menu from Quark's Bar. I did.
Wow.
I said, I have to have this. I have to have it. Keeping up with the Kardashians. Let's see. We gonna talk about that. J.K. Rowling there's a reason she is the way that she is. And I freaking love her for it. I'm glad she did the Boy George too. People are just dumb enough to step to her. Just go at your own risk. Do you know Bad Bunny? No, but I know Daddy Yankee and Mr. 305 Pitbull. Yes, I know Daddy Yankee. I know Pitbull. I liked his music when he was Mr. 305 instead of Mr. Worldwide. You understand where I'm coming from, right? So yeah, some of his stuff when he was Mr. 305, you really could not play in mixed company, but dang, it was banging. Forget the halftime show. What are we having for Super Bowl Sunday? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about it. We will definitely do something.
I'm having an app.
We may be playing Florida Man Quiplash that night. So that'd be cool.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be cool. You own blueprints for the Defiant. Found them in a trash can on the Paramount back.
Man, DL, that's lucky.
Disgusted somebody threw those out. I would rather watch the Puppy Bowl. No, the Super Bowl. I just tune in. I watch the Puppy Bowl. I do. Maybe we'll do that. I watch the Puppy Bowl, and then the halftime show is actually the kittens. They had the kittens come out. So I switch between that and I see what's happening on the halftime show, and that's pretty much it. Hot take: Pitbull had one good track, one hit wonder. Yeah. Yeah. And he's got this annoying 8-count hold that's in it. And he is quite possibly the most uncoordinated Cuban I have ever seen try to dance.
Really?
Go and look at Erica. Erica.
That's funny.
I think we just broke her.
Sorry, Lord. It's funny. It's funny.
It's kind of like, okay, granted, there's a stereotype that all Black people can dance, and if you can't, you get ridiculed, or you're just gonna have to learn how to do it, right? I saw Pitbull, one of his performances. I'm like, oh my God, all he does is like go from side to side, and he's not dancing. You are so freaking offbeat. I'm like, oh my God, I think that's the first Cuban I've ever met that has zero rhythm whatsoever. I'm like,
Oh,
no.
That's funny.
No. It's so freaking true. Yes, CJ, it does. It does. Well, when he was Mr. 305, it really didn't. He had some variation like in his music. It's just like with Daddy Yankee. There's a big difference between Gasolina and the new stuff. And I started to lose interest when the new stuff came out. You know, this reminds me of those Pay Salsa ads about not getting salsa for NYC. Yeah.
New York City.
New York City. Yeah, if you're Latino and can't dance, we send you to the kitchen to peel potatoes, and you're not allowed to come back out.
Oh gosh.
This is true. I was just like, no, I just can't. Pitbull is just the entertainer variant of DJ Khaled. I'm kind of on the fence about DJ Khaled. I'm like, should I like his music? Not like his music? But yeah, Pitbull just walks around on stage, goes, dances offbeat, and then just has good-looking backup dancers, behind him. But again, long segue. Happy birthday to Avery Brooks. So we go from that to this.
crap.
Now,
what?
I was going to save this for Welcome to
Sunday?
Florida, but there's another Florida story that popped up for the Spice Lounge that we're going to talk about, and I'm glad Erica is on the panel as well. So before we do that,
I'm intrigued.
we got to listen to this. Pay attention to the deputy
in the back,
in the bar back right. Check this out.
There's things in life you just can't believe. So you order up a prostitute, right? This prostitute,
I saw this
with his mother, by the way. He's got a massive criminal history, a 21-year criminal history with 31 criminal charges. So you order up a prostitute, and that's what you think you're getting. Now, when you look at that, you go, wow, that's pretty rough, but, any port in a storm. And then the next morning when you wake up, you find out this is who it really is. Yeah. We call that Coyote Ugly. You see, he's laying on your arm
together
in bed. You go, well, it was rough last night, but I've sobered up.
I saw this.
I think I'll just chew my arm off and ease away so I don't disturb him or wake him up. All right, so you think you're buying this, you're getting this. He's got 31 criminal charges, and heck, if you're lucky, he doesn't kill you overnight.
I saw this. It was so funny. I observed the same thing. That guy in the back, like chewing on his gum, trying not to laugh.
Trying to hold it together. I mean, it's so not even fair how he does that. And you feel so bad for who's in the back because it's like, okay, I got to keep a straight face. Yeah, they probably got a bet going on. How long can you keep a straight face? I'm sure Brady Judd does his press conference. I love Sheriff Judd. And yes, Florida is indeed a real place. Florida is part of American pop culture in probably the worst way whatsoever.
You die of shame.
There you go with Joey. I tell you. Sheriff Brady for a California governor. Hey, stunt Brad. He would not want to go there unless he got carte blanche to just do whatever. Especially that sheriff in LA County. I'm going to talk about him. Good seeing you, my dear. There's two more in the video that's worse. Oh, I didn't even have the version where he put the, the lady's picture up. And he's just like, I don't know if you really want to go for something like this, but, any port in a storm. And the dude behind him, he cracked. Oh, apples and bulges with this one. Oh, no, man. My man in the back is fighting for his life. Even Grady briefly broke character at that foolishness. Yes, he did. He sure did. Reina, those fires in the Palisades were 9 months ago. Know how many rebuild permits they've given so far? 2. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it. During my 5-year sentence in Los Angeles, and I call it a sentence. You want to talk about a place that made me a rabid conservative? LA did, with all the freaking crazy. I can't even describe the daily crazy that I would run into. LA is not a real place. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not a real place. Because I went there and I came out different. And when I left, I put that state in my rearview mirror and left tire tracks. I am not coming back. Well, speaking of Florida, okay, this chick is from Florida. So a woman won a Mortal Kombat tournament while holding her newborn in her arms just 5 days after giving birth. First of all,
wow.
Props. Total props. I tried to get back into playing Mortal Kombat when Camera Girl was about 6, and she saw me playing it, and I forgot that I had like all the fatalities and stuff on, and it freaked her out, so I stopped playing. This chick, you go, girl. Yeah, boss mama.
You got to think about this. She might have been really mad at her man because she's not taking care of the baby, and she wanted to Mortal Kombat his ass.
I believe it. Especially 5 days after you give birth. And I think she had a C-section too. So that would make you even more pissed off. Really, what does she play as? Melina. Yeah. So I'm just like, this is freaking awesome. Because I would do this too. I would totally do this. Although for me, it wasn't a Mortal Kombat tournament. I would have to use my laptop to type for work. So Camera Girl was so small. I'd have her.
You want to play Tekken against me instead?
Rage quit Tekken. Dang it. I don't know. But the game, I thought it meant she kicked the Chinese chick in the slit silk dress while holding the kid. No. No, she was playing Mortal Kombat, with her baby. And I think it's an excellent idea because some people don't understand. Once you give birth to a child, you kind of lose, especially 5 days after. My goodness. My mom had me walking all over freaking Burbank. I'm like, can I go home and sleep? I don't want to do this. No, I want to buy some more clothes for the baby. But you go from being who you are to being someone's mother. And that is definitely not a bad thing, but sometimes you feel like you have to reclaim parts of who you are. And it's healthy. It really is healthy. So I love the fact that she did this. You had some concern trolls, and that's the other thing that pisses me the heck off. Concern trolls were like, oh, the baby shouldn't be out, and well, there's all kinds of people and germs around. But I'm just like, you know what? It's not your kid. It's really, it's not, it's not your kid. And I'm pretty sure the mother knows, what she's doing. I mean, I guess the baby's like 5 days old. They don't do much except sleep, eat, and poop. Mainly sleeping and pooping.
Well, the kid wanted to play, Scorpion.
Yeah.
And he reaches for the boob. Get over here. I'm hungry.
Liam McNeil says, Reina Creole, I heard her husband was also playing in that tournament and she beat him. Really? See, that's the kind of couple stuff you got to
Wow.
do. But it's like a.
But don't aren't there like cash prizes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Aren't there like cash prizes? Like they earn money. So I mean, shoot, why not?
Yeah.
If you're good at it.
Mm-hmm. Get that money. Shoot, that's diaper money. Go for it,
Exactly.
If you shelter the kid from everything, they'll grow up allergic and vulnerable. Yeah. I mean, I was like out with the camera girl, I want to say like I think she was maybe about a week old. And I was like, I have to get out the freaking house. I'm going to the Starbucks that's next to the Barnes & Noble in Encino, and I'm going to get some coffee and a book, and I'm going to sit out there and read it. Because, I had like the stroller and everything, all that. The kid was fine. My mom freaked out when I told her I did that. Like, what? She's like, oh, she's so little. I'm like, she's perfectly fine.
Girl, don't even get me started on my family.
I'm just like, what happened to people as soon as they had the baby? Slap it on and go back out to work.
We had my best friend take care of Christian for the first like 24 hours when we were released from the hospital, because they had me on Percocet from labor and delivery. He was 10 pounds, 4 ounces. Ooh. That was no C-section either, by the way. So, yeah, from Raph having no sleep and my body had just been through hack, my best are going to survive. So she lived across the street from the hospital where I delivered, and I trust her implicitly, but the family went freaking nuts. Like my father-in-law showed up at the door and, oh yeah, he had words, but I sent him home crying. Yes, ma'am. That's all I'm going to say on that. He went home crying. And then his own mother told him, what did you expect? You don't go into another woman's house and tell her how to raise her family. She's like, you got what you deserved.
Absolutely. I have told people off repeatedly. I kind of had to handle my mother with kid gloves with that. but she got it. But still,
ladies, I can say one thing.
What?
I never had that problem.
No. Reina, I know that place well. At that time, I had my Encino condo on White Oak. Yeah, I know where White Oak is.
Oh.
White Oak Boulevard. Yeah. Yeah, I'm like,
It'd be funny if you guys crossed paths before.
We may have. Because that's like Sherman Oaks and Encino right there. It's like another. It's still Hollywood in a way, just like up and over the hills, So we may have. Lorena, congrats to the mother on winning, but secretly wants to challenge her to Mortal Kombat. Wow. I mean, imagine you're this kid and you see pictures later on. Like, you were holding me while you won a Mortal Kombat tournament? Yeah. Very, 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 very cool. Damn, Erica, you know pain. I forget what I told somebody because I had a tooth extracted. It was so bad. I said it was so freaking painful. I'd rather give birth again. That's how
Holy cow, dude!
Bad it was. It was awful. I was on. I went to like 3 dentists who couldn't figure out what the heck to do, and then I was on antibiotics for like over a month. And then when I had to get the tooth extracted, they had to pump me up with so much freaking Novocaine that I'd never had before. That tooth did not want to come out.
Dang.
It was the freaking worst. It was the absolute worst. So speaking of pain, go to this one. EA announces agreement to be acquired by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners for $55 billion. EA, yes, otherwise known as Electronic Arts, is now under private ownership of private equity. So, you know, all the crazy ass woke games that they've been doing, you know, of late. Yeah. I do not think that, well, let's put it this way. I know the Skittles Nation folks are going to be really upset, the ones who work for EA.
Oh, I'm hoping Battlefield 7 had some chasing them around with a. I've seen some memes that made me laugh my ass off.
I have too. I mean, I'll admit, at first I was like, it's private equity. Guess what? Start redoing your resume, putting it up on LinkedIn, because I lost my job because the company was bought out by private equity. Then when they sucked out all the brain power that they needed in order to bring 3 different systems from 3 different companies to one seamless operation, they just started getting rid of everybody who cost too much. So private equity will do that. They are into profit, so they will drive stuff into the ground. Case in point, have you ever gone to Panera Bread lately?
Oh, they're
not lately.
a show of what they used to be.
It is, yes, it is crap. It's expensive. It's a mess. I couldn't believe coffee was $3. I'm like,
what?
I can go to remember McDonald's used to have really skunk coffee, and then they changed the brew that now it's like, oh my gosh, their coffee is not that bad. It's actually pretty cheap.
Yeah, like $1 or back in the day.
Yeah, like $1.50. It's still, really reasonable compared to what you get. And they even have some cafe drinks you can get. But I was like, $3? I was shocked. I mean, 2, that's what I'd kind of remember. But 3, I'm like, you need to grind those beans.
Yeah, I did notice last time I was in town that the prices were up there. But we only ate there like 2 or 3 times.
Hopefully this ends the worst company ever winning streak EA had. Yeah, it was EA had such bad reputation that I would get hit up for jobs for EA, and I'm like, no, because EA has a Orlando location, which is very, very interesting, because not only do you have the Saudis, and for people who do not know, okay, City of Orlando and the Saudi royal family, thick as thieves. Absolutely thick as thieves. Like, there were some members of the Saudi royal family that went to University of Central Florida. They not only did they have their own like condo, but they had their own maid. Okay, they would come to the parks buy out entire
I'm not surprised to hear
floors
that.
and hire Orange County sheriffs,
Yep.
you know, on their off
Mhm.
time as security. And I remember as a kid walking through the parks, you knew who they were because they had not really a burqa per se, but they were covered from head to toe, and they would have like Louis Vuitton shades on, Chanel purse. I mean, just money, just money from like every freaking where. So between, and it's not just the Saudis, you've got the Saudis, you've got Silver Lake, which is another private equity company, and then you have Affinity Partners. And do you want to know the interesting thing about Affinity Partners? Guess who's part of Affinity Partners? His father-in-law is president of the United States.
What?
Jared Kushner.
I did not know that.
Affinity Partners. Yes. So between that, I think the guy from Silver Lake, he's the one who actually brought together PIF and Affinity Partners, and JP Morgan Chase underwrote all of it. So
Wow.
I would still say, you know, they are going to lay some people off. Be prepared to have the Bobs come by from Office Space and be like, so what is it you say that you do here? I'm pretty sure that's going to be coming, but I can't wait. I would love to see one of these Skittles Nation people try to tell the Saudis how to run this company. I would be there with freaking popcorn. I'm like, please say something. Please say something. You know, yeah. So I'm hoping that this will actually do really, really good from EA. Of course, they are going to have layoffs because they're on the hook for 20 billion in debt that EA has. So they've got to make that up somewhere. So you're working at EA. I suggest you make yourself real valuable. I'm just saying. Just saying. And I'd love to be a fly on the wall. The Saudis rolling there. Because the thing about the Saudis is that they're relatively moderate. And the Saudis now, like from PIF, it's like their kids would go to school in the States. They're used to being around Westerners. A lot of them are gamers. So they're not like old farts who had never gamed before, you know. So it's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to keep my eye on that. Let's see. Hello, MJ. How are you? Let's see. There's somebody else I want to look around here. Hold on. Yeah, Panera went downhill hard. That, and it went to the pseudo cafe vibes to knock off Chuck E. Cheese. Yeah. And I believe this has to do with it too. Panera doesn't even bake their bread on the premises anymore. They used to be a bakery where they would bake their own stuff. And it was
remember that?
so
You could
good.
smell.
Oh.
Well, that's like, when you work in for Perkins,
croissant.
the same thing. Perkins bakes on premises. You can smell it.
It's just delicious. They would make these cinnamon rolls and they put them out and they would just look all gooey and everything. The ones they put out now look all dried out and whatnot. It's just like, ew, I don't freaking buy that. Won't help. AI is going to public. AI, like exactly through a hurricane. Yeah, they're not getting away from AI. I mean, I hate to be the one to tell you, but I love to be the one to tell you. AI isn't going anywhere. AI is going to take away a lot of jobs. So you are either going to figure out how to make AI work for you, or you're going to get left behind. So again, if you're working at EA, if you haven't been using an AI product, on a project, you need to get on an AI project, or at least expand your knowledge about it, because it is not going anywhere. Not going anywhere. Lorena, did you hear about Saudi Arabia and Six Flags? I think Wallenballing put something out about that on Twitter. Yeah. In Saudi
Did they buy
Arabia,
Six Flags or something?
I
Are
think
they bringing
they're
Six
working on
Flags?
they're working on a park in Saudi Arabia with Six Flags. I think Six Flags Qudaya, I think.
Oh.
I'm remembering that name.
Well, they're really getting into the theme park thing lately over there in the Middle East.
Yeah.
They're really like wanting to build theme parks.
They want people to come there and spend money.
Yeah, no thanks. Nope.
You know what? If you follow the laws, you're not going to have a problem. It's like if you go to any other country, you follow their laws.
Yeah,
I know.
Exactly.
A little weirded out.
I'm just like,
I get that, but still a little weird.
It is, but you know, if I know people who worked over in the Emirates, and they followed the laws, they didn't have a problem. They made a crap ton of money and came back with it.
Yeah.
So.
And again, especially when it comes to Orlando. I mean, EA is a worldwide company, but again, the EA that I know of, because there's two EA campuses. There's one that's downtown, and there's another one. I think that's in Maitland. I think one works on the sports games like Madden, NBA, FIFA. Let's see. Yeah, Qudaya. It's owned by the government. They have more money and land than anyone. They took the record of the coaster from King Tut. Okay. Little different. Yeah, not to mention that too. That's going to be a thing. So again, I am just looking forward to all the Skittles Nation's blue-haired, body positivity EA employees losing their crap over this. I mean, it's got to be a thing of freaking beauty. It's got to be a thing of freaking beauty. And I'm going to be paying attention to this because, again, got local EA office here. So we're going to have to watch out, see what they're doing. I might have to do a drive-by.
You see Gio Kendall's joke? So have you heard the rumor? They're going to do a Flintstone Park and call it Abu Dhabi Doo?
Too funny. Losing their crap first, their job second. Yes. With 20
I say
billion
both
in
at the
debt.
same time.
Yeah. Well, they'll do it again when they lose their jobs. Because the ones who aren't doing stuff, that are just there for decoration, and Tom's worked in IT. I know I had to. There's always those certain individuals, they code like crap, they test like crap. You call them out on it, they start to cry, lose their minds. You're making it an unsafe place, for them to work. They do not want to do hardly any work, and they will whine and cry when you call them out on their stuff. Nobody wants them on the team at all. And if you give them work to do, it's going to be crap. So somebody else has got to go around and clean it up.
All I can say is some of them are in involuntary furlough right now.
Make BioWare great again. They're currently losing their crap on Blue Sky. They all fear for their jobs. I got to go into my Blue Sky account.
I won't make one.
I have one because I
know I've got one
and
too.
I like train wrecks.
Just to read. I keep forgetting to log in. Yeah.
Same.
I think
It's
that
like,
what did I call myself?
Should I make one and take a picture of like a dog?
I
with
think I called
pink
myself
hair?
Trans Pixie.
I think you should. I'm there under Reina Creole, but
I put a whole
call myself Crapster. Somebody asked if
I'll go under Blue Sky and name my name Thomasina.
was it? Didn't Saudis buy a bunch of stuff a year ago with Embracer? Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Yes, they did. There is a very, very good article. I did not have a chance really to bring it up, but I put the link in the chat from the Financial Times. And Egon Durban is with Silver Lake, but they go through the whole thing. Embracer Group, why they brought the Saudis in. This is the dude responsible for bringing together the Saudis and Affinity Partners, which is Jared Kushner. And one of the reasons why TikTok is now allowed to remain, Affinity Partners has something to do with that. Mm-hmm. You always follow the money. Go in Shogi for $5. Thank you so very much, my dear. Let's see. Let me hit you up.
And tell me I'm your own.
Check, please.
Going Shoki says, I grew up in a Muslim household. My dad was from Egypt. I don't want the Saudis involved more than money and basic principle. It gets dodgy otherwise. Yeah, and I completely understand. Yeah. As long as it's just, the money and letting people do their jobs, getting rid of who they need to, okay, fine. But it's like, there's only certain things you can bring over, but just stick with that. Because there are, I'm not going to say how many, but there are quite a few incidents, especially, I think somebody from the royal family they got arrested or something like that. Yeah. Let's just say they were beating people, their own people. Like the servants that were there with them at Disney. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You read it up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was a thing.
Oh, no. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was
Ralph was stationed in Qatar several times, and he's got some stories I won't repeat. Mm-hmm. And that's considered like as westernized and as free as you're going to get for the Middle East. And even then, he was like, yeah, no.
Mm-hmm.
So
thank you, Shoki, for that $5 super chat. I appreciate that. That helps to support the channel. Thank you so very, very much. DL Fendel, thanks for being here, my dear. Bye, and all my love for Queen of Queens and her court. Oh, thank you, my dear. Much love. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Let's see. Lorena, so happy for you with your job. God bless. Yeah, thank you. I will I'll have like a chill. I found a job celebration stream. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. Kevin Davis, hello. Says Super Bowl halftime show is a popular contest now. NFL picking Bad Bunny isn't a bad choice. To some folks, it will come across as a political move with recent deportations in the USA. Well, we are going to talk about that because I have kind of a different angle on that. And let's just say I'm seeing certain outrage crop up again, which makes me very, very suspect. We're going to talk about that. Let's see. Okay, so before we get into the JK story, this lady is around the same age as J.K. Rowling. And once I play this, you will not be surprised at what J.K. Rowling did on X, opening up a can of whoop ass on Emma Watson. It's just like what was it, like from The Simpsons when this is the beating of like, stop beating him, he's already dead. Yeah. JK came after her like, oh, but yes, Soul Assassin, isn't she nuts? I mean, here we go. I'll let it play.
people out there that think I'm too old for social media because my generation isn't tough enough for this place. Gen X not tough enough? Y'all do realize we were raised on the devil's own playground equipment, right? Our slides were not plastic. They were not safe. They were industrial grade flesh melters made of pure molten steel that we enjoyed at noon in July wearing shorts. Like, have you ever hot peeled the skin off your thigh on a sun-baked slide with a one-way ticket to hell while your soul leaves your body through your kneecaps? No? Then shut your mouth. There were no sides, no guardrails, no rubber mulch, just you, gravity, and maybe Jesus if he was free. And when you hit the bottom, which you would, it was gravel, concrete, or broken glass on a really good day. Your mom didn't ask you if you were okay. She told you were fine while she poured rubbing alcohol in your open wound like she was trying to baptize the pain out of you. If you weren't bleeding or barfing, you went to school. Sprained ankle, you walk it off. Broken spirit, go to your room. Hurt feelings? Stop that crying or I will give you something to cry about. Our toys were lawn darts, which were actual metal spheres that we just threw into the sky for fun. Meet me at the playground after school was not an invitation to play. You didn't get bullied in the comments. We got bullied in your face. We handled our beef in person with fists, fury, and a friend watching your backpack. The games we played were Punch Buggy, Bloody Knuckles, Red Rover, Dodgeball, Mercy. Every single one of them designed to identify the weak. BB guns, pellet guns, cap guns, firecrackers, nunchucks, butterfly knives, all just another Tuesday in the toy box. No GPS, no phones, no snacks, no parental supervision. We were feral, unmedicated, sunburned, dehydrated, and somehow still alive. But sure, tell me again how we're too soft for the internet. Is it because we don't cry over a thumbs up emoji and call it cyberbullying? You guys survived the comment section and we survived everything else. You guys have...
I freaking love her.
So true. Oh, jeez. I know how we stayed hydrated. We drank from the water hose.
Yes.
On the side of the house.
The best tasting water ever. That's
What are you
just
talking
have to
about?
drink. I'm like, why can't we drink hose water? It tastes so good. Remember?
We
It's
didn't
like
care. It
you
was
had
water.
Kinked up, you know. I mean, yeah.
And you
we
knew
were-
to let it run for at least 30 seconds. That way it would cool off. Otherwise, it would scorch your mouth.
That's
At least
right,
in
yeah.
Florida.
Not in Jersey. You had to worry about if you turned green.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Zachariah. I mean, we played. Phil Metzger says us kids, we played war in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
My favorite were those games that how would I put it? Yeah, they pretty much called the weak ones out, like dodgeball. Okay, that sound of that rubber ball still puts fear in me to this day.
What about when somebody decided to wrap the wiffle ball
We
bat with
played
duct tape and fill
smear
it with
the
lead?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the wiffle ball is no longer a wiffle ball; it's a friggin' softball getting beamed at you.
The Major says, "Do not tempt Gen X, for you are crunchy and taste good with ketchup." Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
Ah, geez.
we do not give a flying fart about your feelings. The summer heat gave the water flu.
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yes.
did.
No, it did. Mm-hmm.
Totally did. So
We
going on
would
over
throw
here.
oranges.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd throw oranges on the ground just to see them splatter. Oh, the parents hated it.
Everything she said is true. Our water came out of the hose pipe. Did you ever do the thing where you had the sibling hold the water hose? You didn't tell him anything. You're like, just look in the water hose. There might be some candy in there. And then you turn the
And
water on.
no, I never did that.
I was a horrible older sister.
Now I know how we get along. We're both evil scorpions.
Yeah, I do stuff like that.
I remember my sister. I go, "Hey, listen, come over to this lake. Why? I want you to see my new fishing equipment. Why do those look like my Barbie doll heads? Because they are.
Oh,
They were the
Lord.
bobbers."
Oh, well, J.K. Rowling, first I saw this where she says, "I'm seeing quite a bit of comment about this. So I want to make a couple of points." So of course, he says, I'm not owed eternal agreement from any actor who once played a character I created. The idea is as ludicrous as me checking with the boss I had when I was 21 for what opinions I should have. So I'm going to roll this and see what they're talking
Well, I'd like to think so. And I think there are some other positive signs too that things are shifting. When you see the media starting to say trans women are men, then I think we really are winning. But Emma Watson was careful, wasn't she, not to go too far. I think what she's going to find now is you can't sit on the fence. She was a real cheerleader for Mermaids, the charity, and for transitioning children and for people knowing who they are.
There's also kind of there's that clip of her at the BAFTAs, and it was just kind of like a really snidey, there's that bit where she says, I'm here for all the witch, like, but one. Or what, yeah, it was just nasty.
Yeah.
Right when J.K. Rowling was getting a lot of rape threats, death threats.
So whether she is...
Because I don't know if you I know on Twitter, for the most part, J.K. Rowling is pretty much a lefty. However, the experience she had as soon as she started saying, women belong in women's spaces and trans women are men and they have no business sharing spaces with biological women. That's when they came for her. And I remember Emma Watson. Oh my gosh. I don't think Rupert said any. Maybe Rupert did. Can't remember. But the main cast, they just torched J.K. Rowling because I remember the girl who played Ginny Weasley and the kid who played Draco Malfoy, they backed her up. And Ginny Weasley, the young lady who played Ginny Weasley, she was at MegaCon, and like her and the twins, all they said was good things about J.K. Rowling. They were just like, we wouldn't have what we have without her. They were very gracious. They were very thankful. But those other three, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and of course, Emma Watson, they basically called J.K. Rowling out of her freaking name. She was getting rape threats, death threats, all kinds of stuff, being labeled as a TERF. What's that? Trans something, radical feminist or something like that. It basically, if you do not call trans women, if you don't call trans women women, then they call you TERF. I don't give a crap. I really don't. Yeah, he did. I met him in person at a convention. He was really little though, but he was very cool. But yeah, she went off. Oh, thank you, CJ. Yeah, trans exclusionary radical feminist. That's what they'll call you. I don't freaking care.
What the hell is that?
Like, what? Thank you. Like, what the? No.
What that means is...
It sounds like some kind of part in an old Ford.
I heard this and I said TERF.
I speak real English, not whatever that shit is.
Why would they call her artificial grass? I didn't get it. But yeah, trans exclusionary radical feminist. Basically, if you do not recognize trans women as women, 9 times out of 10, you'll get called TERF because you will not allow these individuals to claim to be women. There's no freaking way that you are ever going to be a woman. You're not.
Go ahead.
As soon as you do, I'm like, look, dude, as soon as you do a DNA test, that sucker is going to come up with an X and a Y, not 2 X's. You cannot change that whatsoever.
Exactly.
But rather than just, hey, I'm going to live my life and do whatever, because the person who actually taught me how to put on fake eyelashes was actually transgender, and he was working at Sephora too. He was really cool. He was really cool. Did not clown him for that. Wasn't disrespectful or anything, like that. Just treated him like a regular human being. But it wasn't like in your face about it. Like, I'm trans and you need to accept me. No, I do not. No, I do not. Tom Felton would be a great Alfred to younger Batman. Yeah, I agree. I thought feminists couldn't be wrong. Yes, they can. They're wrong when they go against the thing of the now, the current thing. Feminists are feminists so long as you agree with the crap that the fourth wave radical feminists like to do. But they came after J.K. Rowling like crazy, and her Twitter wasn't on my radar until she was getting hit by that. But I'm just gonna read through. I'm going to read through the whole thing because, frankly, this deserves it so much. Let's see. Emma Watson and her co-stars have every right to embrace gender identity ideology. Such beliefs are legally protected, and I wouldn't want to see any of them threatened with loss of work or violence or death because of them, which is true. It's like you're right to have whatever opinion you want to have. However, Emma and Dan in particular have Emma Watson and Daniel Radcliffe, especially Daniel Radcliffe. So disappointing. In particular, have both made it clear over the last few years that they think our former professional association gives them a particular right, nay, obligation, to critique me and my views in public. Just because you can say something doesn't mean that you should. And they came after her hard, calling her out. It was uncomfortable to see. It's like the only reason that you have this fame is because this woman wrote these books. And years after they finished acting in Potter, they continued to assume the role of de facto spokespeople for the world I created. That's just the first shot. Okay. Let's see. When you've known people since they were 10 years old, it's hard to shake a certain protectiveness, which I kind of get. Until quite recently, I hadn't managed to throw off the memory of children who needed to be gently coaxed through their dialogue in a big, scary film studio. For the past few years, I've repeatedly declined invitations from journalists to comment on Emma specifically, most notably on the witch trials of J.K. Rowling. Ironically, I told the producers that I didn't want her to be hounded as a result of anything I said. The television presenter in the attached clip highlights Emma's all witches speech. And in truth, that was a turning point for me. But it had a postscript that hurt far more than the speech itself. Emma asked someone to pass on a handwritten note for me, which contained a single sentence. I'm so sorry for what you're going through. She has my phone number. And this was back when the death, rape, and torture threats against me were at their peak, at a time when my personal security measures had to be tightened considerably, and I was constantly worried for my family's safety. Emma had publicly poured more petrol, aka gas, on the flames, yet thought a one-line expression of concern from her would reassure me of her fundamental sympathy and kindness. But wait, there's more. Like other people who've never experienced adult life uncushioned by wealth and fame, Emma has so little experience of real life, she's ignorant of how ignorant she is. She'll never need a homeless shelter. She's never going to be placed on a mixed-sex public hospital ward. I'd be astounded if she's been in a high street changing room, like basically Main Street shops are. Let's see, where did that go? Newly sex changing room and a council run swimming pool. Her public bathroom is a single occupancy that comes with a security man standing guard outside the door. Is she ever likely to need a state-run rape crisis center that refuses to guarantee an all-female service, to find herself sharing a prison cell with a male rapist who's identified into the women's prison? So many shots, but she is not done with her. I wasn't a multimillionaire at 14. I lived in poverty while writing a book that made Emma famous. I therefore understand from my own life experience what the trashing of women's rights in which Emma has so enthusiastically participated means to women and girls without her privilege. I have so many props to J.K. Rowling. I mean, it's just like, damn.
That's my favorite part. That's that paragraph right there.
She just, yeah.
That's my favorite part.
I tip my hat to her.
So you got to try Cora Pirate Handle, and I love it. She just, one of the reasons that I do love the Harry Potter books, LOL, you need your own, but wait, there's more. I do need that clip. One of the things that I admired about J.K. Rowling was, I think she had recently, she had to deal with domestic violence. I think she had recently left her husband, and writing was therapeutic for her. And the only place that she could write, so she could actually watch her kid at the same time, were in some of these cafes. And she basically, she said the cafe owners would just give her the space to just warm up, and she'd drink coffee, and that's all she would do, is just write. Right there. I'm like, that takes some guts when you're made to feel like you weren't anything and you have to start all over again and you don't have any money, and it's like, I don't really have someplace I can write consistently. And that's what she did. So and turned into a multi-millionaire because of it. One of the greatest rags to riches stories I've ever heard. Girlfriend is, 10 years ago.
They made a movie. They made a movie about her real life.
Really?
I forgot the name of it. God, I have to look it up, but it was really cute. It felt like one of the Hallmark style. It wasn't what you call, big budget film, but it was based on her and how she went from, really, really crappy marriage, on the streets, living off the system in England, and going to the cafe and writing the book, and then how she came out of all that poverty and crazy mess that, she's been through hell and back.
And she's
the Cinderella who didn't need the prince.
No, she has given so much hope to like single mothers. It's absolutely amazing. And where Camera Girl goes to college, in like the literature building, they have like all the great authors that are up there, and J.K. Rowling is up there as well. I was like, dang, awesome. That's what I'm talking about. It's freaking awesome. So let's see. The greatest irony here is that had Emma not decided in her most recent interview to declare that she loves and treasures me, a change of tack I suspect she's adopted because she's noticed full-throated condemnation of me is no longer quite as fashionable as it was. I might never have been this honest. Adults can't expect to cozy up to an activist movement that regularly calls for a friend's assassination, then assert their right to the former friend's love as though the friend was, in fact, their mother. Emma is rightly free to disagree with me and indeed discuss her feelings about me in public, but I have the same right, and I've finally decided to exercise it. This has to be one of the best verbal ass whippings I have ever seen.
Well, you got to think of it. This woman wrote how many books?
Yeah, I know, right?
Under J.K. Rowling, I think for Harry Potter, I think it was like, was it 7 books or 8 books? And then she has another
think about that for a
pseudonym
second.
that she rides
You're
under.
an actor who's playing in her books. You want to go word for word against somebody who actually wrote the stories you acted in?
Yeah, exactly. Like you are no match. She knows how to use her words.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you've ever followed J.K. Rowling's Twitter feed, will not let you down, because she will call idiots out. And it's like, don't call out a published writer, it's extremely successful writer. Don't come to a fight with words with a butter knife, because
No.
J.K.
You
Rowling
don't
got
fight
sniper rifle.
wordsmiths with words.
No.
I can't say on YouTube what I was going to say.
Mm-hmm. When was the last time you saw people lined up around a corner to buy a book? It was Deathly Hallows. Yes. Kids were getting back into reading. Kids were excited, about reading. I think the Franklin Institute in Philly actually had a Harry Potter sleepover. Like all these Potterheads got to stay there.
Wow.
I think they got to stay in the oh my gosh, in the planetarium. I was freaking jealous. That's all I'm gonna say. I was so jealous.
You know what? Be funny. If I ever met her, I'd actually buy her a cup of coffee and say thank you for giving me entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, I freaking I love it. I love following her on X. I absolutely love it. She keeps me entertained, and her takedowns are something else. Because there's one of them that I wound up retweeting it because it was so freaking funny. As a matter of fact, yeah, I have it. I'm going to show you, because I saw this and girlfriend had me in tears. That's why I said fatality. Look what she wrote to this fool. This person says, since you're so incredibly obsessed with this one subject, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. $100 says you're a closet lesbian. She says, I am if you're the alternative. I laughed for like 5 freaking minutes.
Jeez.
I freaking love it. I'm telling you. You just have to just read her darn timeline. It is absolutely freaking amazing. Just to check out, just to watch how she will just rip people a new ass verbally with dumb stuff that they'll send that they'll go out and send.
I wish I had that kind of tact, but I don't.
Some days I do, and then those days that I don't, yeah, y'all seen that.
You seen the shirt I got?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm blunt.
Very mic drop. Yes, indeed. Man, I wish I could write that well. Yeah, she is just, with her books, I've noticed, like with every book, her writing has just gotten better. It got better and better and better and better. It's insane. Wand drop. Yeah, that's more accurate.
There you go.
What's happened when you practice things, you get good at it.
Yeah.
Very much so. And she created this rich world that kids wanted to be part of. Like I said on the Dark Council, one of the reasons that the Harry Potter books took off and the movies took off is that it was written from the perspective of following a child's journey. How did this child survive when his mom, his dad, whole bunch of them from the Order of the Phoenix got murked by Voldemort, and he was only known as the boy who lived. And just like, why? And there's very things that kids are scared of. You lose or you don't remember losing your parents. And we see Harry, man, he's living under the stairs. I mean, he's living under the stairs. His aunt and
And
uncle
the room
can't
was under
stand
his stairs?
him. His cousin is just this portly little spoiled brat, and it's like, dang, how does this work? Don't
Yeah,
start
now I
out
gotta
like a
watch the
roll
dang
down
movies
movie.
again.
Yeah, you do. You do. Although get the audiobook. I always recommend the audiobook.
Yeah. It's just I like putting the surround sound on and watching the dogs go nuts at little different things. It's comical because the little one watches the TV, and then when the sound passes overhead, she'll just look wherever they are.
Like, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Where'd they go?
Funny.
Well, first of all, 117 of you guys here. Thank you so very much between YouTube and X. So appreciate you being here. This, of course, is the Spice Lounge. And to go to our next topic, I'm gonna say something about Elon. Okay. Just because you canceled Netflix doesn't mean everyone else is supposed to consider, quitting Netflix. People are like, yeah, I
get his
canceled my
reason for it.
Netflix.
I get his reason for it.
I get his reason for it too. But my whole thing is that first of all, I think that boycotts are useless. I think they're just virtue signaling. It's like you're better off just spending your money where you want to spend it, invest into, other alternatives. But the situation is what the situation is. And Netflix is not friendly to conservatives. And it's been that way for years. I forget which. I was watching this one show about like this boot camp for kids that had like this, mental reprogramming, and one of the kids like tried to escape and died and whatnot. And it was a pretty good story until they forcibly shoved in the LGBTQ stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to freaking watch that. I'll go back and watch, my K-dramas, and stuff like that. But this was over a show that was like, it ended like 2 years ago. And the only reason that it came up and on Elon's radar is because Ian Michael Chong, he's basically a crapster, all right, brings up something from Libs of TikTok, which is another crapster, and basically says, oh, everybody needs to cancel their Netflix. No, everybody does not. You want to cancel your Netflix, you do it. But not everybody else has to do it, because I remember, first of all, there was the whole cancel Disney Plus thing. I remember that when Gina Carano got fired, all these people were like, cancel Disney Plus, cancel Disney Plus. You got to cancel Disney Plus to support Gina. I said, I'm not canceling Disney Plus. They're like, well, why are you not canceling Disney Plus? I said, because Gina Carano's a sweet lady, but her character really did not interest me very much in The Mandalorian. And there's other things that I want to watch. So yeah, I'm keeping my Disney Plus. It's just like an empty, like an empty gesture for the most part. And then when they had the whole thing with Cuties on Netflix, which was not produced by Netflix, but they distributed it. Do not ever watch that freaking film. I did, to critique it, because I wanted to know what was out there. And it was absolutely disgusting, and I can't freaking believe that they put it up there. But I didn't cancel my Netflix because of that, because there's always going to be content that you don't like on a platform. Dave Chappelle's specials, hey, the Skittles Nation tried to get him canceled for his specials that were on Netflix, and they're just like, no, we're not gonna get rid of it.
Unfortunately, this is having a negative impact on his stocks, on Netflix stocks, big time.
Which
For now. But
yeah, I was gonna
I don't
say
know.
We'll see what happens, but
I don't know how long. Yeah, it's weird. I mean,
it comes back. CJ brought it up. Talked about somebody who said something negative about Charlie Kirk, and it was the creator of the show. So I think that's where the backlash came from. It's basically a hunt, like he said.
y'all need to leave these people alone. I mean, you really, they really, it's like they really, really do.
Well,
I'm like,
didn't
this show? Oh, sorry, go ahead, my dear.
Didn't Disney Plus have that same? Didn't they distribute that same show? The one with the two dads and the little boy. Is it Coco Melon? Was that the name of
that was Coco Melon. I was shocked.
Wasn't that also on Disney Plus at one point?
I think so.
I don't know any of these damn shows.
I mean, because Disney's been blasted for, putting on the same type of content, and I'm all for boycotts, when they're for good reason, and I think they can work. I think it can get the attention of some people, and then sometimes not. Look at Disney, but I mean, if you're going to blast one platform, then you kind of need to blast the other one. Like Disney Plus would be one that's up there. But to your point, all platforms have, they all have something that, we don't like. And you're really picking your poison. It's Hollywood at the end of the day. The whole dang enchilada is all Hollywood. You're literally picking out like the mushrooms if you don't like the mushrooms in your, omelet. Or if you don't like the peppers, you're eating around that. That's Hollywood. And we don't pay for Netflix. I'm not canceling. We get it through our cell phone companies. So there's no reason for me to cancel it because it's not really my money going to it anyways. Or it is just funneled
for any of this
way.
shit. I only pay for YouTube Premium. That's it.
Yep, we know.
I wear the hat proudly.
Yeah, I just I know I have it to mostly watch my K-dramas and anime. And man, I've had Netflix since they were sending DVDs out for the most part. But one of the things that I tell people, because they're like, we don't know what our kids are watching. I'm like, why don't you? Like,
thank you. Isn't that your job?
That's your job. Like, I can't understand why these people, when they get Netflix or they get Disney Plus or they get Hulu, if you have young kids, to lock that stuff out with the parental control. It's like, it didn't occur to you to do that. They're like, well, I shouldn't have to do that. Well, you know what? Too bad. The reality
Then
is,
don't be a parent.
Exactly. You do have to do that. You have to do that and find it.
Most parents, the ones that are doing that, don't know what's going on. They use devices as babysitters.
They do.
Oh, listen, I gotta check my feed. Go ahead, little Johnny. Go play with Roblox. Hey, who charged my card for $500? That's what happens when you don't watch your kid, you morons.
You know what? I think I told this story about what my niece did on Roblox.
Yes, you did.
Oh, you did. Yep.
But it's on any of that. You put in. You think you put on safe for kids? I got news for you. The kids know how to use that device better than you do.
Yeah, they learn real quick how to get around it.
They do. My nephew, when he comes to visit me, the first thing he learned was how to use Alexa to find whatever it is that he wanted to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And he figured that out. And it's like I tell people, like with Camera Girl, 95% of the time, I'm dropping in to see what she's watching, see what she's looking at. And the other thing is, these streamers are not under obligation to protect your kids. I know that's going to piss some people off, but it's your responsibility to be the parent. Find out what your kids are watching. And even if you don't know, what you do is foster a relationship with your child so that when they have questions, they can come to you and know it's safe to discuss those things. So if they see a cartoon and Heather has two moms and they come to you and they're just like, I was watching this show and there are two moms and what's on with that? That's when you talk with your child about that.
You know what's funny? They never bring this up, but there's other ways kids will have two moms and two dads. Called when the parents remarry.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yep. I saw that Soul Assassin. That was really
And that when you have the parents go, oh, you know, little Johnny, it's okay. They're being friends to them. Be a parent first.
That is exactly right.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be that child's parent, not their friend. That's how, that's how.
As you get older, the relationship will change.
Mm-hmm.
But at that young of an age, you can't. I've seen people given choices in supermarkets. Do you want this or this? And it was like a choice of a major thing. It's like, that kid's 5. What the hell?
Oh, I didn't hesitate to tell my kid, I'm not getting you that. You never eat it. But I'll get you this other thing because you eat that. You don't need choices. Just tell them the plain truth. I don't buy you this anymore because you don't eat it and it sits there at home in the pantry and it's a waste of money. But we're going to get you this instead because I know you'll eat it. Instead of this, oh, here's your choice. You got a choice. No, I'm making the choice for you because I know what you're going to eat and I know what you're not going to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, kids don't even know if they want to put on the right color damn socks in the morning. You're going to let them make a choice of anything else other than, hey, do I need to blow my nose or fart? That's the only thing they care about.
Well, what I told my niece.
Like, you're not going to school looking like that. You're going to get bullied. You want the kids to call you stupid and ugly? Come here. We're going to change your outfit.
I told my nieces and nephews, never trust a fart.
Yep.
Never trust a fart. That's
CJ, I got to answer this. Why limit yourself? Do both. Well, if you sneeze and fart at the same time, you usually shart.
Again, never trust a fart. Never trust a fart. I remember when my nephew, when we lived in Philly, I think the Patriots had won the Super Bowl. And he was like, Auntie, can I wear my Patriots jersey to school? I said, only if you want to get your ass kicked. You just had the Super Bowl. Eagles lost. I don't think you want to do that. Oh, okay. But you were not, again, you were there to be the kids' parents. You were not there to be their friend. They are going to come across things in media, whether it's YouTube, whether it's a streaming service, whether it's something that they saw at a friend's house. Okay. You can't protect them from that. But what you can do is have that relationship with your child. Well, they will literally tell them themselves. They will come tell you when they've seen some weird stuff and something that doesn't seem right. They will come and tell you, or just casual mention. What did you watch on TV today? Oh, I watched such and such and so and so. That's my favorite show. Guess what? You put that show in your mental database and you go and check and you see what it's about.
Now,
it's called
I will
proactive
also, aside from the proactive parenting, which I'm all about, at the same time, it doesn't hurt to hold the industry accountable, because if you just kind of not say anything, then eventually that's all these kids are going to have, because that's all Hollywood's going to put out.
They
So there's a
should be
little bit
held
of both and here. There
But
should be a
starts
sense
at
of,
home.
you know, yeah, no, I know it starts at home, but at the same time, you know, our kids shouldn't be robbed of entertainment because Hollywood can't get their shit together.
Well, here's
It's
the
like,
thing.
you know, you want to put you want to put that shit out, at least put other stuff out there too that I would allow my kid to watch. Otherwise, if you don't hold them accountable in any way, then that's all they're going to pump out is the garbage. But at least if you're kind of fighting them a little bit, then they know not to, they're going to push the line anyways, but at least there'll be other stuff on there that the kids can watch. It's not only just LGBT stuff exclusively. You know what I mean?
Taught at school where that needs to stop. Big time. That has nothing to do with your reading, writing, arithmetic, you know, anything. All that. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze in a second.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay.
But
yeah.
Sorry, I muted. I didn't blow your eardrums out. But the whole thing is schools, movies. It's to corrupt kids. It's ridiculous. It shouldn't be pushed. You know, I just don't know where in time it all failed.
I would say
this stuff has been, whew.
It's been around, I would say, and I love what Erica said about holding them accountable, because here's what's happened. And I have to thank the conservators for this, not conservatives, conservators. All right. These are the people who poo-poo entertainment. Old man yells at cloud. You know, that's all that they do.
That's me.
Well, you're cool, Tom.
I still yell at clouds.
Totally cool. But they feel like they have the right to not be offended. Just as you have people on the extreme left who feel that they, you know, have the right to not be.
Can you show me, Reina, in the Constitution, where the flying hell it says we have a right to not be offended?
Nowhere.
And you know what I say to them about? Fuck their feelings.
I mean, it's like I agree. And just like what Erica was saying about holding them accountable, where when you find stuff like this out, you make the biggest sting ever. You become their worst freaking nightmare. And you don't back down for this stuff, because a lot of conservators poo-poo entertainment to the point where it's just like, and they look down on it. It's like, well, if I'm a conservative, I guess I shouldn't make, kids entertainment. So you have this vacuum. And what filled this vacuum? This LGBTQ plus Skittles Nation nonsense is what filled the vacuum. So a way of holding these streamers responsible, is when you find out about that stuff, yeah, you light them up. You spread awareness about it, because only when these people get shamed enough, because they don't have enough shame about pushing this propaganda on children. And that's the issue. It's one thing if you have LGBTQ content for adults. You're an adult. You can make that decision. But you have no freaking business indoctrinating someone's kids at all.
Exactly.
And I don't go for this, oh, well, you only want heterosexual relationships to be shown. It's just like sexuality shouldn't even be in kids' entertainment.
Nope.
Case in point, freaking Bluey. All right. Which I love. I'll sit there and I'll watch episodes of Bluey. It's obvious, there's a mom and a dad, it's a heterosexual couple, but there's nothing sexual about it. They take care of their kids.
Yeah.
They interact with their kids. They discipline their kids. They do things with extended family. That's what people like watching. So it's just like, man, if you have to indoctrinate kids about your sexual preference, that says a lot about what's freaking wrong with you. But
Oh,
if
yeah.
you bring that up, you get accused of hate. Well, you know what? You have to shake that stuff off. It's like you can hate me as much as you want, even though that's not hate. You just don't want to be criticized. That's the thing.
I told somebody who got removed as a teacher that's from New Jersey because they brought up their sexual preference. And they called me a bigot. And I basically said, I'll be a proud bigot to your assholeness of corrupting children.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Or you know what? Opinions, or my favorite line is opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Everybody's
So your
got
point
one.
is,
Everyone's entitled to
you
one.
know,
But
you're entitled to your opinion. It doesn't make it a fact.
When they put kids in harm's way and groom them and do all this other nasty stuff, I am not going to be nice to you.
no. Exactly. Let the kids let them enjoy their childhoods away from the BS. Childhood used to be protected. That's what makes me angry. Because when we grew up, childhood was something sacred to be protected. You know, adults did their own crazy deviant type of stuff, but kids' entertainment was completely different. Like case in
Didn't
point.
matter where
No, it
I
didn't.
went on the block. If you misbehaved, someone's mother or dad was going to drag your ass home by the ear, bring you to your parents, and then you're going to get your ass whooped again.
Yeah.
And you learned respect. And you learned how to be with other people and hang out with your friends and just have fun and be a kid. It was a good time. Yes, there was stupid shit we all did, but not on the scope that we're going to get harmed mentally.
Not now. I mean, for example, and this is case in point, which is another issue that I have with Disney Plus, and this is actually a true story. So the Proud Family used to come on like in the 2000s on Disney Channel. This was back when the Disney Channel was like on fire. And the Proud Family was, you know, about a Black family, nuclear family, mom, a dad. The dad was an entrepreneur. I forget what the mom did. She had some kind of high-powered job. The grandma lived in the
It was
house.
a funny show.
Grandma, you
I
know,
love the grandma.
sugar
She was my
mama.
favorite.
I put my foot in it. No, really. I put my
That was my favorite episode.
I don't know this one.
Not to put my foot in it. Just like that.
Oh my God, she was stirring something she was cooking something. She was stirring it with her foot. I said, "This is so good." And then she said, "Yeah, put my foot in it," because that's a saying.
That was the secret ingredient.
Yes, that was the secret ingredient. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yes.
Okay, I'm scared.
My favorite episode.
Yes, it was. That one had me absolutely in freaking tears. And that show, it was fun. It was safe for the kids to watch. Taught them a lot of lessons about, you know, dealing with school, dealing with your parents, dealing with relatives, dealing with grandparents that don't get along with each other. Get along with your, you know, with your siblings, things that's happening, you know, with your friends. But it was a family show that didn't denigrate anyone else.
Yep.
At all. And it was great to watch. Positive role models. Then you got Louder and Prouder. And I heard what was going on in this show. And I did not think it was going to be as bad as it was. I sat and I watched a couple of episodes. And as soon as I did, I contacted my sister and I said, you know, Louder and Prouder, it's nothing like the Proud Family. Do not even let your kids watch it. You know, they had a boy cross-dressing as a girl. You know, it's like all white people bad. And it was absolutely disgusting what they did to it. And a lot, like, I was just like, no. So I told people, you know, like on my show, it's like, do not watch the old one. Don't watch the new one, because that's precisely what they're doing. And I don't think that show ever got any traction. I think it finally disappeared into the dustbin or whatever. But you got to be vigilant about this stuff because it will come back around, because you have people making decisions about children's entertainment that's about indoctrination than entertainment and than learning. Fannie Willis, booty for $4.99. Thank you so very much, my dear. Let me hit you up.
Here's a key grip. Hit that director in the face. Really fucking hard.
Ow.
Lorena, I'm black and white liberals have called me a racist just because I don't hate Trump. They used to shame their maker to fold, never back down. Yeah, they will. Funny thing is, in my family, oh my gosh, true story. So my family, for the most part, have been liberals all their life. My grandfather is the one who turned me conservative. And they would talk all this kind of trash about who, the Republican president was. I said, well, what has the Democrats ever done for you? Crickets. And I was in middle school asking this question. What have they done for you? Well, and when Barack Obama got elected, man, when I told them that Barack Obama wasn't black, that he was African, they lost it. I was like, he's white and like black African, right? They're like, well, he identifies with his black side. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. What has he done for you? He's put the Skittles Nation over what you want. He's done stuff for the gays. He's done stuff for the women's. What has he done for black people? Not a damn thing. They had nothing to say. So when the election for Trump came back around, me, all my cousins, all voted for Trump and put on Instagram that we freaking voted for Trump. We're just like, what you gonna say? Y'all can't say nothing because now we're actually paying the bills for everything. So what you gonna say? Not a daggone thing. That was the first time my cousins ever voted Republican. Fannie Willis for booty for another $4.99 says, by the way, I need my Lorena Haunted Mansion stream. Okay. I'm going to try to get that together. I have to get adjusted with the new job, but don't worry. We're gonna be going back to doing it. They're doing it big. Really are. I missed the Haunted Mansion. So yeah. Just be patient with me a little longer. I remember before Trump, everyone agreed that no politician was trustworthy. Now they're all party shells. That's exactly it. I'm just like, how can you just blindly go along with that crap? Which is why I tell people I'm a conservative. It's not about what the GOP says, because I don't agree with everything that they say. And especially when they cannot read the freaking room. Something else, let me tell you.
Yeah, that.
Have you noticed that most people
That's another topic.
don't follow the regular news?
Yep, no one
aren't so one-sided.
Yeah, it's absolutely one-sided. That's why you'll see me reply to a lot of these news channels, like, why you make that crap up? Orlando media is famous for doing crap like that.
Jesus.
And the Orlando Sentinel, which tries to
that's a rag
paper. I'm just like, yeah, they are. They've been a rag for I don't know how long. They always want to cuss out Trump. It's just
with this whole open carry thing, they're making up stories like, get that hell out of here.
Yeah.
So it's a real thing now. You can do open carry now in Florida.
They were like, oh, it's gonna lead to all these.
I heard about it. I just wasn't sure. Is it really true? Oh wow.
You're right, Abra.
Nice.
When you
Good.
don't have a God, you look to worship other things, including politicians, celebs, and entertainment. And yes, that's
Yeah,
a cool whole statement.
exactly. You're
Okay,
looking for
so
something to fill a void. The
yes,
God, it's a, like, was it how Raph puts it? It's a God void you're trying to fill, and that only God can fill. I don't know, he words it better.
and I also wanted to bring this up from Amanda Pizzolatto says, yes, it drives me nuts when people say entertainment isn't important. Stories are very important. It's an integral part of culture, as is
Mm-hmm.
writing, as is art. Camera Girl is an art student. And she's an art student. So when she told me she wanted to study, she wanted to be an artist, she wanted to work in animation, I said, well, you're not going to be a hack. You're going to have to classically study art. Oh, well, yeah, past my bedtime. Like I said, you're going to have to study art history, all of that stuff, the classics, all of that. Because that is important. We have conservative artists that are out there, and we need to encourage that instead of being old man yells at cloud and poo-pooing it all.
Well,
Because you'll have the
entertainment's
same
always
people. Oh, sorry.
the entertainment's always been around.
It's
I
always
mean,
been around, but
you
what?
had the Greeks that would, you
Mhm.
have reenactments. Like acting's been around forever. I mean, you had.
Yeah, but they weren't thought very highly of back then.
They're not thought of highly now either.
No, but they weren't paid either.
Yeah, they weren't
They-
paid. They were seen as just, it's just that person out there. I want to say, like, when you go to, like, say Hollywood of like the 1940s, 1950s, 1960s, it was not uncommon how many Hollywood actors also served in World War II. The military wasn't maligned. Usually in films, people who came home from the war were like celebrated. It wasn't seen as beneath someone to enlist in the military. As a matter of fact, that's from like a lot of romantic stories. But what I think is what happened is you had some people who the conservatives basically tapped out of pop culture, especially in Hollywood. And when they did, there was a vacuum that had to be filled. And it got filled with this nonsense.
Yeah.
So now certain people are starting to pull back, but that's what happened. There was an actual vacuum, and conservative entertainment wasn't there. They just took it over. Now people are trying to get back in, but you have to remember, you have people like Matt Walsh who are saying, anime and video games are, juvenile. It's like, dude, shut the hell up. Seriously.
Some
You're
are,
not
but I
doing
enjoyed
it.
it anyway.
You're
Yeah,
not doing any favors.
Just 'cause I grew up
Matt
doesn't
Walsh.
mean I have to get stale.
I got my own opinions on Matt Walsh.
Art history is an important class. Got to know the past and their old way of being creative to appreciate it and apply it onto current culture. Yeah, Camera Girl really loved art history. She had to take Art History 1 and Art History 1 and Art History 2. But what I tell her is that, that art is important. You can be a conservative and be in the arts. If anything, you really need to actively be in it, because there used to be a time where you would have a plethora of different ideas. Not one side had a monopoly or anything like that. And yeah, we really need to encourage them. Hey Aldo, how you doing? Good seeing you. Well, let's move on to our last topic here, because apparently I got to educate some folks. It's okay if you don't know. It's okay. If you're under 30, you don't know who this person is. If you taught Zumba, you know who this person is.
I don't know who this guy is. I never heard of him until just, a few days ago. I'm like, who is this Bad Bunny? Sounds like something out of Playboy, but okay.
I know, right? Well, from TMZ, Megyn Kelly, we won't be watching Bad Bunny at Super Bowl. Daggone it. What's the L? Is that is L 100?
Oh, I don't know. I lost count.
I don't remember the Roman
I don't
rules.
do Roman numerals.
I know the one on the left, you subtract what's on the right from it. So what the heck are we at? 50?
So 100 minus 10?
Oh, 50. Oh, okay. Okay. So L is 50. So 50 minus can't be Super Bowl 40. Daggone it. When's the next darn
60.
Oh, you know what? It's been a long time since I used
It's 60.
numerals. So it's 60. I get it. LX. LX is
Every time I see LX, I think of a Ford Mustang.
okay. 50 plus 10. Okay. Okay. Been a while since I've done Roman numerals, but true story. This is how I found out about Bad Bunny. It's near the end of the show, so I don't really care if I get claimed for this. So when I was teaching Zumba, which is basically Latin aerobics, you're supposed to teach it with 80% Latin songs, 20% other. A lot of people didn't do it that way. But I did. So the majority of the songs that I taught routines for were all in Spanish. Now, I didn't know who Bad Bunny was until I saw he did some collaboration with Drake. This is Drake rapping in Spanish. And I heard this song, right? So I said, I have to use it in my lab. That's just pretty cool. So once I started using it in my class, people wanted me to really use that song. So dude on the left was Bad Bunny. It's Bad Bunny. He looks a bit more normal, but anytime I put that song into the playlist, everyone from like young girls to old ladies lost their crap. That is Bad Bunny right there in the front.
So he's the
Notice how he
sidekick.
looks. This one was a collab with Drake. So one of the things that Bad Bunny did to get started, which is what a lot of reggaeton artists did to get started, they would do collabs with R&B and with hip hop acts. So you would get that crossover. Like I would not have known who Bad Bunny was if it wasn't for my I had a Drake obsession for a while. I really, really freaking did. I love Drake. So I was looking for something from Drake, and then I heard this, and I'm like, okay, well, I can get Drake and fulfill the Spanish requirement for my Zumba class. Although it says all school parties back in Chile had Bad Bunny on the playlist. Yeah. Yeah, I totally get it. I heard that and I was just like, dang, I have got to use this song in my Zumba class. There is so much reggaeton, even though it's in Spanish and I can't understand most of it. I didn't care because the beat was banging for the most part. Except now, kind of like reggaeton actually all sounds the freaking same. But if you go back to like say, when Pitbull was like Mr. 305, oh my gosh, Don Omar, who is my freaking favorite. His stuff is pretty original. Daddy Yankee in the Gasolina era. Okay. There's a big difference between Daddy Yankee singing Gasolina and how freaking gangster the video looked to what he's doing recently, which looks too freaking clean up. Right? It all sounds the same now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like rap calls it algorithm music.
That's exactly what it is. Yes. Let me tell you, Gasolina was so popular that they were playing it on hip hop station. Okay.
That's
And
such a dumb song. I'm sorry.
It's so
It was
dumb
such a
fun.
dumb song, but I know it's like
I don't know it. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It is a classic. Yeah,
I mean,
it
you got
oh my
freaking
gosh.
Gen Z going around saying that's gas, and it's because of that stupid song.
Yep. Exactly.
I don't stuff for
freaking it.
morons.
It was super dumb, but it was a classic. Yeah. So
Yeah, I know it is a
a lot of reggaeton again got exposure in the US because it hooked up with a lot of hip hop acts. This is not anything that's out of the ordinary. It's something that's happened ever since hip hop has been out. You'd have a bunch of Puerto Rican acts as well. Philadelphia is the second largest Puerto Rican population out of New York. So it is not uncommon to hear any of this stuff at a party. DJ Red Alert played a lot of it. Yeah. That was like the new thing to mix in. And he got a lot of English listeners from people like me who listen to his collabs to other things. And that's pretty much how he got around. And then dude has been on, I think he's the top one on Spotify. He's got 51 million subscribers on YouTube. This video has over 1.6 billion with a B. Billion.
I tell you, it's the guys looking at all the hot girls in the background and not giving two shits about this dude.
True. True. Along with the Puerto Rican flag, as as well. Looks like Paul Wall. But yeah, that is who Bad Bunny is. He's prolific. He's actually his concert circuit. He's actually going to be in Germany, which is kind of funny because what's interesting about that is I remember years ago when I was in Germany. And I'm like in my hotel room and I turn on TV. Why did I see an advert that Jay-Z was going to be in town? I'm like, I'm in Europe. Where do they know about Jay-Z? Well, yeah, he's going to be in Germany. Bad Bunny's going to be in Germany. He's going to be in Japan. He's not touring in the US because he just want ice coming to the, to the lots to, pick people up, but we'll get into that in a minute. So Megyn Kelly was who I have my issues with. Sometimes she can be okay. Sometimes she can be a real conservator too. Looks like Megyn Kelly is going to be skipping Super Bowl 6. Oh God, I just forgot about it. Super Bowl 60's halftime show because she just slammed the NFL's decision to pick Bad Bunny as the annual event's headliner. A little note. Do you know who actually picks the entertainment for the Super Bowl?
I could care less.
Same here.
It's gonna blow your mind. It's gonna blow your mind because the NFL doesn't pick him. Apple Music actually picks who the artist is.
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
All entities. And how long have they been, doing that now?
They've been doing that.
It wasn't always like that.
I don't know when Apple started. I know I didn't pay attention until Jay-Z's company, Rock Nation, took over producing the halftime show. So there's a couple of parts. So it's chosen by the NFL in collaboration with the show's producer, which is Apple Music. So if Apple Music has something they want to push, a particular artist that they want to push, because remember, Apple's got Apple Music. Okay.
Grapple.
They have their streaming services and everything. So they pick it in conjunction with the NFL. That's how it's done. So I was like, who the heck picked it? Somebody said Jay-Z picked it. I'm like, I don't think that's actually right. After the act has been picked, then Jay-Z's company actually produces the halftime show with who's been selected.
Hey,
So,
Lorena,
mhm.
we have a rogue mod saying Erica has an assignment going to a Bad Bunny concert since it's in Germany.
Oh yeah, no.
Who
I'm
do
not
we
going
know
to
who's
this concert. I'll
It's
be
gonna
the
be crazy.
geriatric one in there. Turn down the music. It's too damn loud.
Abuelita.
Yeah, I'll be the abuela in there.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Yes, that Prince halftime show was absolute
How many years ago was that Prince halftime show? now?
fire. I forget. I forget.
I guarantee Apple Music wasn't doing it then.
No, they weren't doing it then. I don't know when Apple Music took over.
It
I
had
would
to be
say
a contract.
it
It had to
had
be
to
a
start
contract.
definitely by 2023. Yeah.
I thought Taylor Swift was in the run for. That was the heavy rumor for a while, was that she was going to be the one doing the halftime show.
Mm-hmm. But
Kind of
knowing
surprised it's not
Apple,
her.
knowing Apple and how much of an activist company Apple is,
Yeah.
the
We've
pick of
known
Bad
that.
Bunny, yes, it does not surprise me. So this is the devil's in the details. You've got Apple who picks the actual artist. All Jay-Z does is produce the halftime show. That's it. That's all he does.
So it's going to be what it usually is. It's the artist gets up there and makes a big political show, and it's a political statement in the entire show. And that's why I don't watch it. I haven't watched that garbage in years.
And because it never used to be that way. It used to be the halftime show was basically America, heck yeah. And it was to bring
Yeah.
everybody together. There were no politics. It's just that your music couldn't suck. That was a major thing. Like, y'all remember that god awful Black Eyed Peas halftime show? It was so bad
No,
Fergie wasn't
either.
there. Neither Fergie nor oh my gosh, not Will I Am. Fergie definitely was not there. It was the worst. It looked like Tron. I'm for real.
I'm old school. Bring the cheerleaders back. They don't get enough attention anyways.
Well, they got dudes as cheerleaders now, and
I don't want to see the dudes like Lorena just said. No.
not
That
the dudes that were there for their strength to push up the no, like, how you doing? I can switch better than you. Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah. I haven't watched since the Timberlake Jackson jeweled nipple fiasco.
Yeah. That was when I
saw that
stopped watching
live.
too. When that happened, I was like, I'm out. And then it just went really downhill from there.
Totally. Yeah, cheer bros. That's exactly what they are. They are cheer bros. I'm just
Cheer
like,
bro.
So that's why Shogi's working out. He's going to become a cheer bro.
the conservative commentator made her remarks on Tuesday's episode. Sirius XM's The Megyn Kelly Show described the singer's presence as a middle finger to MAGA and conservatives throughout the United States, according to the Daily Beast. I didn't consider it to be a quote unquote middle finger to MAGA. And
Isn't he a known anti-Trumper?
He is a
Isn't he
known
very
he is a known anti-Trumper. And he's commented, how much he does not like Trump. And she claimed that he wouldn't tour in America because he hates the United States so much. I do not believe that is the case. He's got his political views. And one of the things to remember, although people may not like it, but here's actually the truth, and a little bit of a dichotomy. Bad Bunny was born in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So he is an American. Okay, number one.
U.S. citizenship, yeah.
He's a citizen, number one. Number two, he didn't come to America. America came to him. America came to Puerto Rico, just like America came to Florida, just like America came to Louisiana. So that whole area, it's like we were under Spanish control until the Spaniards decided to screw us over. Who? What? I need to stop looking at CJ sometimes.
No, stop. Don't do it. Get some help.
Too freaking funny. So yes, he is an American citizen, and he's entitled to his point of view. But like we had said before, it used to be that the Super Bowl, and it used to be that a lot of these musical artists weren't flaming crazy with political takes. Super Bowl wasn't the place for that. But this dude, yes, then why would he get deported? Although he wouldn't. And here's the thing that's disingenuous about Bad Bunny. You're Puerto Rican, you're an American citizen. ICE F's up and tries to deport you. That's a big freaking problem. And any lawyer would take that case and make a crap ton of money for both of y'all. He's a citizen.
Yeah.
Which is different.
It is different. But if he is in a place that's getting raided, they're going to detain everybody there.
Yep, they are until they sort it out.
And they'll sort it out. And once you're found out, oh, you're a citizen, free to go. They'll tell you you're being detained until we can check you. They're not going to check your stuff right there. They're going to do it when everybody is contained, and then they could do it in a safe manner.
Mm-hmm.
Will there be a lawsuit? Probably.
Probably, but that's what they have to do. That's how how it is. But you're a citizen, so you're not under threat of deportation. And when Bad Bunny's talking about, oh, he said he's skipping out on touring over concerns of his fans' safety after ICE raid. All of your fans are not Spanish speakers.
So he's saying his fans are here illegally.
Yep.
Okay.
So basically, he's aware of his fan base, which is by and large probably Hispanic. And a portion of them, yes, are going to be illegals.
And he just basically pigeoned them all of his fans as illegals. That's what he's telling them all.
Mm-hmm. And he should have just kept his mouth shut if he really had their best interests at heart. You literally just put a freaking target on their backs, you blithering idiot. I mean, like, if you want to defend, what the left, I don't feel sorry for these people. It's like, your stupidity just kind of shines on its own.
It really does. It's like, dude, you're a U.S. citizen. If anything, it'd be like, I'm an American citizen. Thank God I'm an American citizen. And I know here's the difference about Puerto Rico. Even though I have DNA cousins who are actually from Puerto Rico. Puerto Ricans in general are very, very proud of their island. However, the island's got freaking issues, which is why there's so much brain drain from Puerto Rico. There's some people who I know who have left Puerto Rico, and they are just like, we are not freaking going back ever.
Yeah.
So they're not, they're just like, no. So you're rolling blackouts because the power grid is absolutely just ridiculously crappy.
They're forcing Puerto Ricans out of their own island in favor of these vacation developers. That's a big issue down there. The locals are going nuts because they're being pushed, literally physically pushed out of their apartments and their homes.
Yeah. And the other thing that is very, very difficult, I won't say difficult, but it's put a difficulty that they shouldn't have. A lot of folks on the island, especially the older ones, only speak Spanish. So learning English, it's like they know if you learn English, you're making a freaking ton of money. Absolutely, that's how it's going to work. But just because of, let's say, culture-wise, it's just like, I started, we were all speaking Spanish. I don't see, why I have to speak English. And Puerto Rico could have had call centers in Puerto Rico if there were more, I won't say native English, bilingual with English speakers, because it is kind of funny. True story. Here's how the Puerto Rican guys would hit on me in school, right? First, they talk to you in English, then turns to his friends, talks to his friends in Spanish, and then turns back to me and talks to me in English.
And they usually said some friggin' vulgar shit to their friends.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember one time when my Spanish was a bit better, I'm like, you want to repeat what you just said? Did it, say it was funny. It's like, yeah, you caught me. It's like, yeah, I did. But he makes the erroneous assumption that all Latinos are alike, and they're not. Dominicans are different from Cubans, who are different from Puerto Ricans, who are different from Colombians, who are different from Mexican Americans.
Mexico's they're in the league of their own.
Totally. Completely.
They really are. They're just on their own special kind of Hispanic. And the rest of us is like,
it totally is. I laugh because when I moved to LA, I was just like, these are not the Latinos I'm used to, being around. Even the Spanish sounded different. I was just like, it's kind of different. And then people at lunch would always want to go out and get like tacos or do Mexican food. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not interested. Oh, you don't like Latino food? I said, I don't like Mexican food. Do you understand there's a difference? I mean, if you're serving me like, say, arroz con pollo and you've got black beans there, or you make some plantanos or something like that, I'm down with it. Crab rice, stuff like that. No.
We saw this video. We saw this video of a Mexican couple eating Puerto Rican food for the first time, and that was funny. They were talking about the pork, like, "Ooh, the pork is very good." The rice, they didn't know what to make of the rice because they're only used to Mexican rice. So they're sitting there like, and the rice, the rice. I'm like, yeah, the rest of us eat white rice with beans on top.
Yeah.
we don't flavor the rice. It was funny. I'm like, welcome to your culture shock.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just like, I went to a Mexican restaurant and I did not want anything except the tortilla chips and pico de gallo. Okay, just didn't work. But I'm just like, I'm used to a Latino population that has different sectors, to it. And that's what I'm used to. And unfortunately, I think people think that, Latino automatically equals Mexican, which is why you had some people online calling Bad Bunny a Mexican. Yeah, exactly. Like Disney
thinks we're all Mexican. It's like, no, we're not.
Totally think you're all Mexican. Aldo, I love Peruvian food. There's a Peruvian restaurant next to me. They have the best freaking calamari.
Can I just say, I like all food. Except pickles.
I like the Peruvian roasted chicken. It's the pollo abrazado, I think is what it's called.
It's so good.
So freaking good.
It's so absolutely good. The ceviche.
They're the only ones that can make it like that. And it's just like, so freaking good.
You're making me hungry, ladies. Stop. You're killing me here.
Right. We don't put yellow rice and all that stuff in it.
See, when I come into town, we're taking a field trip to Tampa and we're going on a food tour, the three of us. And Ron, if Ron wants to come.
We are. Yellow rice.
Who's
I'm
driving?
telling you. Oh, I'll drive.
Okay, that works. Because the crazy lady from Germany, I don't know if she could drive in the U.S. anymore.
Well, I know.
Hey, I can make a pit stop to the DMV and get my, license renewed.
No, I'm just saying because your driving habits in Germany compared to here.
Dude, we know how to drive in Germany. You get to Florida and you're just like, I'm gonna die. That's
my
just
point.
it. I'm gonna meet Jesus.
It's either Mario Kart or a Grand Theft Auto or Outrun, depending on what it
Dude,
is
it's
that you want to call it.
I
But,
think it's more like Thunderdome.
well, that too. That's what I call I4.
Yeah.
The
Fried
streets
potatoes.
are like GTA or Mario Kart, and I4 is like the Thunderdome. But yeah, my family, we always had yellow. Well, we had white rice, but we also had like yellow rice and the darn Vigo pack. They had saffron.
still get that.
in it.
We still
would
get
make
that.
That's what we used to have. And I would tell my mom, I was like, we eat rice so freaking much. Are we Asian? That was before I did my family's history and found out we were Creole. So yeah, it's you already had, a lot of darn rice. I'm like, what? Really? But anyway, let's see. Sentiment wasn't shared by Megan, who referred to the singer as a very unattractive female looking thing after sharing videos of him performing in drag. Him performing in drag, whatever. That's not the point. I do remember these hats though. They are specific to Puerto Rico.
Cuban. Oh, I think it looks very Cuban too, but there's similarities between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were basically all ruled by the same colonial power. I mean, Cuba was the seat, like the official seat of power for the Spanish government. So you had Cuba, Puerto Rico. Nobody really wanted to go there, so they sent a lot of soldiers.
My favorite
over.
band out of Puerto Rico is Puya.
Which one?
The band called Puya.
Oh,
Puya.
The metal band.
Oh, okay. I can house Mexican street food. I become the taco version of Violent Beauregard.
I'm hungry.
Oh, yeah, me too. So anyway, Bad Bunny's been selected. He'll follow in the footsteps of other A-list performers like Kendrick Lamar, Beyonce, and Prince, who've all played at the big game. Now, Bad Bunny has a worldwide audience, and knowing how activist that the NFL is, it's not a surprise that they picked him. However, he's also been in movies. He was in Happy Gilmore 2. Actually, he was really hilarious in Happy Gilmore 2. And crazy amounts of streaming time on Spotify and all of that. So I see why they picked him. But when you have a political climate, especially with these celebrities who, first of all, I think it's one thing to criticize the president, but it's another thing when you're just maligning the president, which is not right really for anyone to do. But they've picked this guy, and it's interesting that he's playing at the Super Bowl, yet he's not touring in the U.S. Now, I thought that was pretty hypocritical. However, Rosa Parra wrote an article for Latino Slant. I'm actually going to be on Paulie's show tomorrow. And she said, well, actually, it's a way for him to be on TV and have fans see him without having to worry about, getting deported or cornered by ICE. Rosa Parra is a Mexican American. I, of course, am Afro-Latino, so it's a bit different, how.
So why is he worried about deportation if he's an American citizen?
It is a red herring. He has nothing. And I would think that would be the first thing that you would say. I'm a Puerto Rican. I'm an American citizen, so I'm not under threat of deportation.
So why is he lying? Why is he lying about his status and who and what he is and where he's from? Why is he running this narrative that he's not an American citizen? ICE is going to come out to get him. Like, what? That is like, I'm sorry. What?
Well, it's because, and again, this is what the left does. They will put us into a homogeneous group. As far as they're concerned, all Black people are the same. All Latino people are the same. And Mexican Americans, since that seems to be what is most talked about in the press with the ICE raids, that's what they're going with. So I find it pretty disrespectful to his own culture that he's okay with that, because it shouldn't be okay with that. And you're an American, and you should be putting Americans first. He is the first Puerto Rican artist to perform at the Super Bowl. J-Lo, okay, J-Lo, she was born in the Bronx. You know, so that's a little different. That's like
No,
culture.
but even her performance was political when she did the Super Bowl halftime
Yes,
with the kids
it
in the little
was.
cages. Like the whole thing was all passive aggressive.
I remember
And it was
that.
stupid. I freaking
Would you freaking go and and do that? It's just ridiculous. Victim culture, being a victim comes with massive benefits. Yes, it does. And it is not, I would say, he's not going to get as much political mileage by taking the stance of, I was born in Puerto Rico, I'm an American citizen, I'm playing at the Super Bowl. I am so thankful that I'm an American.
But I'm just gonna say it. And Raf and I have discussed this. He's half Puerto Rican, half Panamanian. And even he will agree, as a whole, the Puerto Rican culture, they are more proud of the Puerto Rican part of their identity than the American part of their identity.
That is
and it
true.
more than shows. It's almost a turnoff, because it's like, okay, we get it. You're proud to be Hispanic, but tone it down a few notches, because, Cubans over here, kind of the opposite for obvious reasons. My thing with Puerto Ricans is that they were born with silver spoons in their mouths. They were born full-blooded Hispanic with the additional benefit of being citizens. What other Hispanic culture has that? None. And then out of all the Hispanic cultures out there, who are the ones that fight and pine for that freedom? Your Cubans, your Venezuelans, your Mexicans, your Colombians.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not coming from communism, you're trying to get away from the fucking drug cartels. Puerto Ricans, what do they got? Freedom.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like culturally, they do not know what it's like to struggle. And they're spoiled. And I'm sorry, and it shows.
I know one thing. There's so many Puerto Rican flags. You can see them in the dashboards, especially you see them in Philly too. But yeah, it's like, for whatever reason, it's more proud to be Puerto Rican than to be American, which is probably why so many Americans have the uninformed opinion that if you're from Puerto Rico, you're not a citizen. So it's no wonder some of them have some people, have.
Talk about ignorance begets more ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the arrogance. They're already an arrogant culture. We'll just go adding ignorance to it too. It's a complete turnoff. I'm sorry. I get really kind of annoyed. I know not all of them individually are like that. I've got very good friends and family, obviously, that are Puerto Rican, and they're not like that. But there really is, just as a whole, it's kind of irritating.
It's very backwards. One of my exes was actually Puerto Rican, but even he was talking about, he's like, no, I'm not coming back. There's limited opportunities. Nobody wants to do it. I mean, he talks smack about his own people.
It's the truth. It's not that you're talking smack, but at some point you just got to face reality and call it what it is. Most Hispanics are realists. Well, sane ones. Ones that have any sense God gave a jackass.
So they're like Quebecers with Canada. Yeah. So it's like, I didn't know, because all the Puerto Ricans that I grew up with were born here in the States. So a lot of them, it was like, I have an American flag and a Puerto Rican flag. And they basically wanted to be known mostly as American. So when my ex was telling me how things really were in Puerto Rico, I'm just like, well, damn, why do y'all put up with that? And he was just like, some of them just don't want to do any better. They want to stay where they are, don't want to learn English. It's like, it's really sad. I mean, if English was, well, let's just say if they had more English speakers on the island, they could have a whole bunch of call centers. But you would have Puerto Rican doctors, other professionals, where they just like, they could not make a living on the island. So they left and, came to America. They're like, we're not going back there because things are just going downhill. Well, the French went. Yeah, it's like, and then I hear everything about, oh, well, it's, the blame, American colonialism. I'm like, oh, so colonialism was great when Spain owned jazz? Really? It's like, you want to blame somebody, blame Spain. Don't blame the United States, because we happen to actually buy your island. So Puerto Rico really should have become a state instead, because
there again, the arrogance. They don't want to become a state because they're too proud and too good.
I was like, I do not freaking get it. I don't. But that's going to be it for tonight. I went over way longer than unexpected to, but just want to have some fun tonight, kind of educate you guys and let you know. Don't worry if you don't freaking know who Brad Bunny is. It's okay. Apple Music knows who Brad Bunny is, and that's therein lies the problem. So it's been like over 131 of you watching between YouTube and X. So good to see all of you. So glad to see you here, Aldo. Erica, what do you have going on and where can people find you?
Ooh, I'm doing a lot of decorating and cleaning.
Yay.
So I got some footage of us doing some painting and decorating. It's really hard to film yourself decorating. It's not easy unless you have someone holding the camera, and I'd rather have someone helping me pin wallpaper to the wall than holding a camera. Put the phone down and get over here and help me.
Tripod.
I know I do have the tripod, and I get interrupted, or the stupid thing won't follow me and it doesn't catch the angles I want it to catch. I'm like, dang it. But I did the best that I could. So we got some footage, and I got, oh no, never mind. That video was for our Village Facebook group, not for YouTube. I'm like, I did a video. No, wait a second.
Well, folks, I've got a link to Erica's channel in the description box for the live stream, so please check it out. Tom, what do you have going on, and where can people find you?
You can find me on my YouTube channel, and I'm kind of poking around X, but not so much. I'm still learning it, but your channel, Ron's channel, Dad Man's, show up on Pros sometime. I'm trying to get my own channel going with rocket launches if StreamYards doesn't screw me up.
Yes.
And probably going to be, maybe I'll pop up this weekend on an impromptu live someplace from South Florida.
Nice.
Very nice.
Might be some mayhem.
Well, as for your girl, like I said, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern, I'll actually be over on Paulie's channel, Latino Slant. We're going to be talking some more about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl. And some folks are really annoyed that he's not singing in English, but then again,
Oh, well, what did you expect
I
at this
should-
point?
freaking exactly. It's like, and duh. You know, so
I'm sorry. Like,
we're
the what?
gonna talk. That's what I don't get, because it's interesting, because Kendrick Lamar's show, you had people complaining about that show. Oh, I couldn't understand what he was saying, and that it's like, because it was rapping, you didn't like it. So why don't you just come out and say it? You know.
I mean,
But,
I'll
oh,
say it.
it's
I'm
kicking
not
off
really a big
last
fan of
week.
rap. It's not my go-to music.
You know, it's like, not everybody loves everything, but not every Super Bowl act is going to, you know, appeal to everybody. Sometimes you get the act you want, sometimes you don't, because it's just not your freaking turn. But I will say, with Kendrick Lamar's show, it was very USA, rah, rah, rah. It was pretty darn cool, especially Samuel L. Jackson as Uncle Sam. That's actually pretty freaking cool. I like seeing that. But yeah, now people are just like up in arms. Like, I don't know what he's going to be saying and singing about and whatever. Ask your kids. All right. Ask your kids. Wouldn't be the first non-English singer. Yeah. Yeah. If folks who speak English weren't that interested in Bad Bunny, I would be surprised. He didn't have as many, you know, he's got a crazy worldwide following, dude. And then again, you got activist Apple. Just don't bring your kids to show. Yeah.
You shouldn't be bringing them anyways at all. It doesn't even matter who the artist is. They're always going to pick someone who's got some political statement to make. The show's going to be overly sexualized on top of that, sprinkled in a little bit of satanic shit, you know, because I've seen that in halftime shows too. So it's like, take your pick. It's going to be one of the three, or a blend of all the three, or two out of the three. And it's just disgusting. It can't be family friendly, and you know, and for all ages. They gotta shove shit down your throat.
Yeah, it's like if they had Pearl Jam. I could never understand what the hell Eddie Vedder was singing about. I'm just like, dude, I can't figure out what it is you're trying to say, and I don't have time. Yes, I had a Pearl Jam phase. It was very, very brief, because they were too damn depressing for me eventually. Yeah. Let's see. So, Ask for Your Girl, I'll be on Paulie's channel tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern. Saturday at 12 noon, the Resort Recon Live podcast is back. We're going to be going over all the theme park news of the week. Of course, fall decorating tips and stuff as well. So we're going to be talking about that. Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm having a watch party for the film Army of Darkness.
Oh man, I'm gonna miss that one.
Yeah. So we're gonna be watching that. We're gonna be watching, well, for spooky season, we're gonna be watching that. We're gonna be watching Killer Clowns from Outer Space. We're gonna be watching Tales from the Hood. And I think that's all for spooky season. But yeah.
You should sneak Killer Tomatoes also. Attack the Killer Tomatoes.
Really?
That's a weird movie. That's so freaking hilarious.
Reminds me when I tried to watch The Toxic Avenger. That was crazy. When are you going back on Simpcast, Lorena? I don't know. I haven't been asked to go back on a Simpcast. I think since I made it very plain that I was a Christian on Simpcast and got into a verbal altercation with someone before I had to lower the verbal hammer. Yeah. I think too much for Simpcast, obviously. Oh, about the Star Cruiser. Yeah, Star Cruiser. Yeah, that was like nuts. So what? Yeah, Aldo. Yeah. They know where to find me. But sometimes that happens. You know, sometimes Chrissy is a Catholic. Well, to be fair, it wasn't Chrissy, it was that Star Wars girl, but you can go back and find the video and watch it. We watched Blackula yet. No, but Retro Nerd Girl did have a watch party for Blackula. And I think she's doing one for Blackula Scream as well. So I think that's what's happening there. And Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern, and Welcome to Florida show. We are going to have so much fun talking about the English pirate who burned St. Augustine to the ground, which of course will be Sir Francis Drake. We are going to be talking about him, El Drac.
That's why I'm wearing the hat now, because I'm probably going to miss it.
Oh, man.
I might try to sneak in. I might not have picture, but I might have voice.
Oh, well, that's cool. That's cool. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Sir Francis Drake. Oh my gosh, he was freaking gangster. Francis Drake burning down St. Augustine is the reason why the Castillo de San Marcos is made out of coquina stone instead of wood like the first one.
Yep.
That they did. Yeah.
We should do a blog, just walk around, or a live stream, St. Aug, and visiting some of the places.
I love St. Augustine.
There's so much. There's so much that's there.
Oh, I could
got
talk
good
for
food there,
friends.
So much.
I think I can get Lorena dressed up as a pirate.
I can do that.
I happen to know the guy. I know a guy.
Walk around. We could go by my fifth great grandfather's house, Sancho's house. So that's actually on the list of historic places. You can go and see that. It's a gift shop now, but and go into, there's so much stuff that's there in St. Augustine. It's absolutely wonderful to check out history wise. We may even check out the Spanish military museum.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Where they actually show you some of the medical procedures that they do on the soldier. It's not for the faint of heart, guys.
No, it's not.
Yeah, and they try to get you. I'll try to get you to come in. Tell you something else. So that's what's going to be going on. Like I said, I'm going to be starting a new job fairly soon. So we'll play things by ear. But again, Spice Lounge is going to be on Thursdays from now on at 7:30. And thank you guys so much for hanging with us, supporting the show. Please do make sure that you subscribe to Erica. Make sure you subscribe to Tom, and we will see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
All right, everyone, let's tidy things up.
Autobots, start your engines!
Not under the rug.
We'll keep singing without fail, otherwise we'd spoil it.
Ready, Prime? Let's roll.
Hosing down the garbage pail and scrubbing up the toilet. Ooh.
That's all, folks.
You're still here. It's over. Go home.